I'm sorry, guys. I don't have no fancy hook with no crazy B roll with all this to grab your attention. I just have 18 life lessons that I learned, and I'm right now at the age of 44 that I'm sure will certainly help you out because these changes made a huge impact in my life. So let's start with the first life lesson that I learned. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. Throughout my life, I was always afraid to take so many risks. Why? Because I was afraid of failure. Who the hell wants to do something and fail? That's extremely embarrassing. Well, guess what? If you never try, guys, you will never know what opportunities could have came if you even just gave it a shot. Failure is part of the learning process. You just have to accept it. And the earlier you accept it, the more experiences you get in life, and you will know exactly what are the things that you need to do to get to where you want to go. So I highly recommend for you to fail and fail often. In the end, everything will work out. Number two, comparison steals joy. Run your own race. Everyone lives their lifestyle the way they want to live their lifestyle. Some people are all about materialistic and they feel like they're being measured in society by all the things that they have. Not me. I don't give a damn about none of those materialistic things. I just care about myself and what's important to me. You see, if you live a life trying to please other people, guys, you're going to go broke. You cannot continue to chase someone that has all this debt and you thinking that's just great life. Eventually, everything will come crumbling down because debt is devastating. So do what I do. If you want true happiness, just do the things that you want to do in life that brings you peace. Do not look for permission for other people to do the things that you want to do. You do it because you want to do it and you enjoy it. You don't need to overly explain yourself. The third life lesson that I learned is listening is more powerful than speaking. If you want to learn, guys, you have to sit down and just listen. I learned at a very young age that listening allowed me to get all the answers to all the questions that I wanted in life without having to always speak and defend myself. Sometimes, guys, I'm just wrong and I don't understand enough. And my embarrassment of not understanding will make me not listen and then just speak. But, guys, it's the reason why God gave us two ears and one mouth. We need to listen as much as possible if you want to grow. Other people make mistakes. Listen to their mistakes. That way you don't make the same mistakes. Because my mouth has gotten me into so much trouble. I always speak before I fully listen, and a lot of times I come out looking real stupid because I didn't even hear or understand what the other person was saying. I was too quick to just try to prove my point, get my words out, and try to shut someone down. That is no way of learning. The fourth life lesson is to spend less than what you earn. I know you continuously hear that. People always telling you, spend less than what you earn. And everyone now is saying the economy, it's so hard to do that because everyone is right now either paying all types of student loan debt or credit card debt and they're struggling. But the reason why, and I had to come to this reality, that you are in a situation where you can't spend less than you earn is because you put yourself in a position where now you cannot spend less than what you earn. But it's highly critical to do that, especially if your job has a 401k or a Roth IRA. You always pay yourself first to make it as simple as possible. You are not going to get ahead if your whole paycheck gets spent on bills and debt. It's just not going to happen. I came to that realization of understanding simply just blaming everyone else about the reason why my income is not enough is my responsibility. The issue I have at hand, which is not saving enough and not investing, not paying off debt, is all due to me. I have to fix that equation rather than sitting down and blaming everyone else. And the quicker I stop blaming everyone else, the quicker I change my whole trajectory to making just enough. As you heard me, not to become a millionaire or this extra uber rich person. I want to reach a point in life where I just have enough. And that's all you need to do, guys. Make that subtle shift to change your whole path, and that will lead you to happiness. And the fifth life lesson that I learned is forgive often. It frees you. Whenever you are in an argument or in a debate, and it just gets too much, just forgive the other person for being who they are and for even actually having the time to get excited and speak their mind. I forgive them and I keep moving on. Sometimes people still get upset. They're holding on to all that extra animosity, that anger. It's not worth it. It's not worth walking around in life being so upset with someone. All you can just do is just forgive them and move on. There's other things you could do in your life. There's other happiness and joys you can have in your life. If you're walking around with that huge burden and anger of someone else or things that they did, it's not worth it. For example, guys, let's keep it real. Politics. Right now is so toxic when it comes to politics. Either you voted for Trump or you're Biden. Walking around with all this hatred towards one side is not worth it. You just need to get your ass up, do whatever it is that you need to do in your life to make your life better, and stop worrying about what other people think, what other people believe, or who they voted for. It's just a waste of time. And the sixth life lesson that I learned is debt is a wealth killer. We all go through a certain stage in life where we accumulate debt. It just seems to be something that we just do, guys, and we just learn and understand how to handle money once we've made some mistakes. Because we all think we can manage debt, especially in our 20s, and we all want to party, have a good time, treat our friends because we have this plastic card. Or we decide to go to college and screw it. Whatever it takes, we go, we sign up for student loans, and we just go. And the majority of people, guys, make that mistake. It's okay. But you need to understand this. You cannot live a life of debt. You need to handle that debt as soon as possible. Because at a young age, you're able to save and invest and put you on the path to building wealth. At a young age, if you think about building wealth, trying to become rich, trying to hit financial freedom, guys, it's a lot easier when you start at a younger age. But this is the thing. Simply just because now you might be in your 40s or in your 30s, it's never too late to change your path and start paying off debt. Because if you continue having debt and you're going into your 50s and your 60s with credit card debt, that's going to destroy you. I've seen so many families, so many of my friends' family all struggle in debt because they never get themselves out of it. They have this attitude of, I can't let everyone know that I'm actually struggling in debt. I have to let people know that I got it. So all they're doing is living a life of debt. And I've seen and I heard people say this as well. Once you get to a certain age, you're like, well, I can't pay it back. So when I die, it will just all go away. That means you lived a completely miserable life, never saving, never investing, just always being burdened with bills. And now you're going to die with it. That's really sad and that's really unfortunate. The seventh life lesson that I learned is patience wins where rushing fails. Throughout my life, I always try to rush things, make things happen as quick as possible. And let me tell you guys about my YouTube journey. That was one of them where I was like, you know what? I want to be able to just get on a camera and just speak. And I'm now watching other videos of other people making like millions of dollars on YouTube. And I'm like, I could do that. Put the camera on, let me start talking. I could do that. Give me 6 months. Guys, I've been on this YouTube journey for 2 years and I got 3,000 and maybe 50 subscribers. This right here is a long, long journey. But you know what? It's teaching me something that I lack so much, which is patience. Patience, guys, is the most powerful thing you can have in life. A person who waits and is patient for the opportunity is always going to win. This doesn't mean that you remain stagnant and you do nothing. That's the misconception that people have of patience. Being patient is putting in the work every single day and being patient for the outcome. You're still putting in the work, you're still doing all the things you need to do, but you're not rushing and you're doing shortcuts. Because my motto in life is if something is easy to get, it's not worth having. Patience is by far one of the most critical things that will change your whole life as long as you're able to master it. And it's hard, especially in this society where everybody wants things quick, buy now, pay later, all these credit cards being handed to you. Everything is just quick, quick, quick. But guys, that's one quick way as well to put you in debt and put you in misery. Be patient. Success always comes with patience. And the eighth life lesson that I learned is perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfectionism was something that derailed me throughout my whole entire life. Every single time I was afraid to take that leap because I wanted things to be perfect, right? To make my YouTube channel, I need to have a nice camera. I need to have, the best software. I need to have all these things. And you know what, guys? I just put my cell phone. I bought a mic that cost me, I think it was like $100. Like I said, I use my cell phone to record my videos, and that's it. I have an editing app on my phone that cost me $20 a whole year, and that's it. I kept it simple. I stopped trying to be perfect because perfection, guys, doesn't exist. It doesn't exist at all. Becoming successful, becoming debt-free, becoming anything you want to do in your life is nasty and it's sloppy and it comes a lot of failures and it comes a lot of days you just want to quit. It's never going to be perfect. When it's all said and done, you will look back at all the success you made in your life and you'll say to yourself, wow, that was fun. That was a great journey that I was on. And when someone asks you how you did it, you will have to take hours and hours to describe it because it's not perfect and it's not linear. And the great thing about this is now you know you do not need to wait for the perfect moment. Right now is the best time. Jump in and go for it. And the ninth life lesson that I learned is comfort keeps you average. Discomfort helps you grow. Anything in life that feels really difficult to do and challenges you, that's what you need to do. If you're afraid to do public speaking, or if you're afraid to do whatever side hustle you want to do because people are going to talk about you and comment about you and tell you how much of a bad idea it is, so you decide to do nothing about it, that's the thing that you need to chase in your life. Because you can bury that for a long, long time. But eventually, guys, that question keeps on coming up. That side hustle, that business, becoming debt free, it keeps on popping up until one day you do something about it. That is the only way you're going to grow. Putting yourself in situations that's extremely difficult because it will allow you to learn and to grow. If you are average and you're working a 9 to 5 in a job, you don't want a promotion, you don't want to do anything, you want to just clock in, clock out, and that's it. By all means, if that's the life that you want, that's great, but that's not worth living. You were not put on this earth to be on a conveyor belt and just let life just pass by. At that point, you're not just living, you're existing. So go ahead, I challenge you, step out of your comfort zone. Do all the things in life that you want to do. Just imagine if you're here on this earth alone and no one can tell you what you're doing is wrong or whatever the hell the case may be. What is the thing that you would do? And I highly recommend that you do it. And the 10th life lesson that I learned is you can't please everyone and you shouldn't even try. I was a big time people pleaser. I wanted everyone around me to be happy and to like me. But that is extremely impossible and is extremely exhausting because you never get to enjoy your life. You put other people's lives ahead of yourself, and that is no way of living. You see, while you're busy trying to please everyone else, you forget to please the most important thing, which is yourself. Sometimes, guys, people are not going to like you. They're not going to agree with the statements that you say, your ideology. They're not going to agree with the way you live your life. That's just the way people are. But if you give your life to them and you try to please them and do all the things that people expect you to do, that is no way of living. And I learned that the hard way and I learned that fast. A lot of times in my life, guys, I try to please my parents, I try to please my friends, I try to please my coworkers, I try to please my manager, and it really got me nowhere but being extremely miserable. Eventually, I had to get out of that box and do me. Do things that I wanted to do and things in my life that brought me joy. That's where everything changed completely and it allowed me to go for my goals and chase everything I want to chase in life without trying to please other people. I please me. I choose me. And the 11th life lesson that I learned is humility opens doors. Arrogance closes them. No one, and I repeat, no one likes someone that's extremely arrogant. Every time I see someone that's really arrogant, I know that's a very weak person. They're hiding something. They're using $1,000 words and they're writing checks that they can't cash. But humility is always respected by so many people. When you can make a mistake and you can look someone in the eye and say, yes, that's my bad. I made that mistake. I'm sorry. And you own up to it. First of all, that's a fast way to just move on to continue to grow and continue to do all the things you want to do. But also, other people will see that and respect that. It's really honorable when you can admit your mistakes and admit your flaws. Don't believe all that nonsense you hear on TikTok where it's like you fake it till you make it, you just act like you know everything. That's not going to work. That is not sustainable. People respect authenticity. People respect someone who is honest and shown humility will definitely put you on that path. And the 12th life lesson that I learned is your environment shapes your behavior. Choose wisely. The friends you keep around you guys is exactly the people who are going to influence your life. If you're living around people who want to just drink all day, they don't want to go to the gym, they want to complain about life, they want to complain about debt, they want to complain about every damn thing, politics, you name it, eventually you will copy that same behavior. You will do the same identical things that your surroundings are doing. And what's more scary about it all is it doesn't even need to be your friends. It could be what's on your social media feed. what you're following, what you're commenting, what you're liking, what you're subscribing to. All of that can shape your behavior. So if you're noticing everything is extremely negative around you, guys, you just have to get out of that environment. You have to stop with the social media and the feeds that you're following. You have to get rid of those friends that are holding you back, because it's not going to put you to a place where you want to be. The 13th life lesson that I learned is credit cards are not evil, but misuse is. So many people now, guys, are spending their life just paying off credit cards. And as soon as they make that payment, they turn back around and start using credit cards again. And then you start seeing all these videos, especially from Dave Ramsey, saying how credit cards are evil. It's not evil. But credit cards, guys, it has to be used wisely. Credit card use is not bad. Credit card debt is bad. And if you do too much of it, guys, it will ruin you. Because credit cards, guys, is a tool. The same way money is a tool. If you use it wisely, you get some rewards. You can use it for security reasons, and it will actually help you build your credit. But you can also use it in a bad way, buying things you can't afford, living off credit cards, making minimum payments and being stuck in a minimum trap. That right there is how all these credit card companies are building all their wealth. They're building wealth on people paying the minimum payment and continuously using up and racking up credit cards. But I had to understand, it's not evil. I'm the reason why it's actually evil. And the way I handle credit is a me problem. It's not the credit card's problem. The credit card is not telling me to go out and just swipe and use it up and pay minimum payments. That's all on me. And the 14th life lesson that I learned was learn the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets is a house or something that's going to bring you wealth. Liabilities, guys, is nothing but just credit card debt, student loans, all these things that are holding you back. Yes, I said student loans because listen, okay, let's get this discussion out the way. Student loans is not bad. The problem is people go to schools that they can't afford and they get too much of a loan and they get a degree that's not going to be able to pay it back. You could use student loans wisely by going to community college, paying also while you're in school. Doesn't matter how much you're paying, but put some money towards student loans while you're in school to make going to college a lot affordable. That way, when you graduate, the income you get in your career will be enough to pay off your student loans and then will allow you to enjoy life. But if you're living a life, guys, liabilities, that's all you're doing. You're spending all your money paying interest to companies to make them rich, when in reality, you need to have assets on your side. That way you get some cash flow and you get paid interest rather than paying the credit card companies. And assets is something we all can gain access to. You don't need to be a multimillionaire to gain assets. We all could open up a brokerage account. We all could actually get a 401k from our job and get the match. It's easy to invest and you could do it with as little as $1. And there you have it. You're owning some assets. You get a house, you have some assets. Starting a business, whatever it is, guys, you'll have some assets. But you definitely need to understand the difference between assets and liabilities, because if not, you will live a life of misery due to consumerism just eating you alive. And the 15th life lesson that I learned is rent is not throwing away money. It could be used strategically. We're living in a time now where everyone is saying you gotta get a house, and everybody's mad that they can't get a house and they're just throwing money away in rent. I remember when I was getting in the process of looking to buying into a house, like at least a few years down the road, as soon as I got married and had my first child, everyone kept on telling me, you're throwing away money with rent. You're throwing away money with rent. You got to buy a house. The best time to buy a house is now, now, now. And these are people who know nothing about the market. They know nothing about the interest rates now and the mortgages because they already have a house. They know nothing about it. But for some reason, it's like, you need to get a house. Guys, that's not the case. Houses are very expensive. There's property taxes, homeowners insurance, repairs, maintenance, everything that goes along in a house. You might not be ready for it. You might be right now renting, saving, paying off your credit cards, or wanting to have the flexibility to move somewhere else if you want to. There is a perk with renting. You do not need to feel like you're throwing your money away if you're renting. You're not. You see, renting gives you the opportunity to do all these things in life that you will not be able to do with a home. You have a home, you're stuck in that home for a long period of time unless you want to sell it, but majority of the times you're not going to because you want to build some of the equity. So do what I did. I truly ignored everyone that was telling me I was throwing money away in rent, especially when the cost of the rent that I was paying was less than the actual average in the market. So now I do have a home after being patient, and I'm paying nearly 15% of monthly income going to a mortgage, and my interest rate is 2.8%. I'm winning. And the 16th life lesson that I learned is avoid lifestyle inflation. Be humble. Every time you get a raise, guys, every time you get a bonus or you get a promotion, do not increase your lifestyle. You could do it small. You don't gotta be so drastic, small. Because the more money you're making, the bigger the cushion you're building actually from yourself becoming debt free or financially free or having time freedom. And that is the key right there to happiness. Everybody gets so much money that comes through their hands, but for some reason they add additional liabilities, and now that money is going to the liabilities. Do not do that. If you have what you have right now in your life and you're happy with it, be cool with it. Because my goal in life is to become financially free. Once I get to that point, I know I made it. I have all the time back. I have options to say no to things I don't want to do or say yes to things that I want to do. That to me is highly important. But growing up, I did not think so. Growing up, I thought everything was about car, house, family, kids, check vacations, traveling, all that other crap that would truthfully not bring me happiness. Just chasing all of that as soon as I get more money is not a good way to live life because, as we all know, our jobs can lay us off at any moment and all of that could come tumbling down. And the 17th life lesson that I learned is generosity creates more wealth than greed. Being extremely greedy, guys, is one way for you to lose all your money. I was extremely generous in life. I've always given people so much money. As I said, I was a people pleaser, but I also gave people so much money. I helped them out. I gave to donations. I volunteered time because I believe, and I'm not all this kumbaya, Scientology nonsense, whatever, but I believe in karma. And in my life, it has worked for me. Every time I give away, I always get back 2 to 3 times more. Every time I'm hoarding money and I'm keeping money and I'm being stingy, it finds a way to leave my wallet, whether through a flat tire or something happens in my house, I have to get a repair. It just happens. And I never forget this. I'm gonna share a story with you guys, and you could take it as you want to take it. One time I remember I went to Starbucks and there was a family there. It was like a mother with like 3 kids. A baby was crying and it was always a mess. And I felt so bad for her. So what I did was I got a gift card and I bought a gift card and handed it to her. She was crying, hysterical. She loved it. That was an awesome feeling. It really was. So I left and I remember I said, I'm never gonna tell anybody when you give stuff away. Because to me, if you give stuff away, you tell people it's like you're bragging. But I'm gonna share the story to show you how much I believe in karma. So then in the end of the night, we went to it was some ice show in like Christmas ice show in Disney. Yes, in Disney. And when I got there, it was $30 for parking. As soon as I pulled up, the guy was like, "Nah, you're good," and let me go in. So I basically bought took a $15 gift card. I bought a $20 gift card for the person in Starbucks, and next thing you know, I got rewarded by $30 by getting free parking. I believe in generosity, and I definitely believe in karma. And the 18th life lesson that I learned is money is a tool, not a goal. You do not need to accumulate so much money in order to do, well, what? Money is a tool to get you to places where you want to go, to give you opportunities. To me, the number one thing I want to do with my money is to give me freedom. I don't want to have a Ferrari. I don't want to have a Maserati. I don't want to have all these fancy things in life to show off. I don't. I'm a very simple guy. I do love to travel, don't get me wrong, but I'm a very simple guy. I don't need jewelry. I don't need all these luxurious things in order to flex or to feel like this is the way to live life. I don't agree with that at all. You see, because when you make money the goal, that goal is never going to end. That line is always going to change and change. You finally get $100,000, now you want 500. You get five, now you want a million. You get a million, then you want 10. It always is changing. But the thing is, what brings you true happiness, what brings you true joy is not just chasing money, is using money the right way. Using money to leave behind to the next generation. Using money to donate and to give away, to help a school out. Money is a tool, and you have to remember that. Money doesn't change you. For some people, it does because they use it as a goal and they use it as an accessory to show people that they made it. But that's not the case with money. It's a tool to open doors that you were never able to open. And that door could be something as simple as time freedom or financial freedom. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 18 life lessons that I learned throughout my life that I certainly wanted to share with you guys, and hopefully it will help you out. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you have a life lesson you want to share or which one of my life lessons resonated with you. Hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.